Well, that didn't take very long. Alexis says the L word.
She sure did.
And Justin did,
That just slipped out, didn't it?
didn't just slip out. Or did it?
Is it love or is it infatuation?
I don't
I
know.
mean, they're on a beach, the sunrise, the sunset, the water could do that thing to you. We know how that is.
Yeah, we definitely know how that thing is. But anyway,
But
welcome to Cliff Alert, y'all. Today we're going to be talking about Lifetime Network's reality-based TV series, Married at First Sight, season number 15, episode number 6.
But before we get into it, please like, share, subscribe, and please send your comments. Now, this one is a little different. We have Justin and Alexis, and they seem to be the popular couple for right now.
Booed up.
Yeah, they've always been like they're in lockdown. They're already committed to each other. Justin, as you know, said he loved her. He said he fell in love with her once he saw her in
At the altar.
at the altar.
Mhm.
And she now in this episode told him that, accidentally in a conversation she was relaxed, and she said, "Yeah, I love this man."
Right, in the group setting
in
too.
a group setting, not
Right.
even realizing that
And
she
then she
said
did not-
that automatically.
And then she's like, "No, I didn't say anything." And then Stasia's like, "Oh, yes, you did, sister."
They really seem like they can't get their hands off each other. They seem like a couple that's honeymooning.
Right, and Justin is chopping it up with the fellas, telling them, "Hey, look, I'm still getting to know my wife and all that, and
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the process."
Yeah,
and,
he said they're walking around naked,
naked.
they're touching each other,
butt naked.
but they're just waiting for the right time.
Right,
And
right.
he wants that. He thinks that will be a special thing for him.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like he doesn't have too long to wait.
Next, we go to them on the beach.
Yeah,
Sitting on a catamaran.
they were on the water on a
Man.
catamaran. They were out in the ocean,
Man.
and that water looked good, didn't it?
Man, tell me something. Tell me something. Boy, I was right
Okay.
there, boy, in my mind, boy.
We're gonna be there
Who you
soon,
telling?
though.
Who you telling, sister?
Don't worry about it.
Come on, come
But
on with it.
they got back to the beach, and of course they're laying there, and they can't.
Smooching and
They're
kissing
kissing
and,
and talking about their future.
right.
And when they get home, who's the assignments they're already divvying up with each other.
Responsibilities, roles.
And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
He said
yeah.
he was gonna deal with the dogs. He can work from home.
Right.
Did she say they both can?
No, I think he said.
He said he can
Right,
work
he
from
can work
home,
from home,
and he'll
and she's
take
got-
care of the
Right.
the fur
dogs
babies.
And he wants to make sure she's okay when she gets
Right,
in,
so
when she comes home from work.
when he comes home from work,
Right,
that dinner is on the table, that
Right.
kind of vibe.
Right, straight.
And she
Everything's
said
straight
it'll be
when she
nice to have that, something that she always worries about. It's nice to have someone else taking care of her for a change. So she liked that. And then they talked about budget, which is,
A conversation that they gotta have,
right,
and
when
then-
they
and
get
then-
home.
Right, they're both seemingly on the same page about the need or necessity for that conversation to happen, so that moving forward in any real way, okay, in terms of one of the big important or critical variables in marriage, that they both are looking forward to that conversation.
Well, I just think that Alexis may be a little hesitant in that, and here's why. She when he was talking about, oh, we put our accounts together and what have you, she managed that conversation by saying, when we get home we're gonna talk about it, because I'm not sure that it's a wise thing at this time to merge any kind of monies or financials just yet. If you're dealing in this sort of full marriage situation, I would just have people do what they accustomed doing when they were single. I could be wrong, people may not like that, but I just feel like, a woman always got to be safe about her finances.
Well, irrespective of what decision they come to, I think that they are on the right path, just in terms of talking about it, both wanting to talk about it and come to some kind of agreement about what direction they want to go, and just based on where they are at the moment. And once they get back away from Puerto Vallarta, and real life begins to take hold again, I think it's a good time to have a conversation and make some concrete decisions based on that.
Okay. Well, we get to the final dinner. They have all the couples now are together and they're having dinner. Alexis and Justin doing is they kicking back and they're watching the conversations that are happening between the other couples. And one
in particular, Ben and Morgan.
And Miguel and Lindy. Because when Miguel and Lindy started, Miguel said something that about he doesn't feel like he got to commit to anything, and Justin told him that that wasn't fair. That whole scenario he's breaking down about he'll know in 8 weeks.
Yeah, and he kind of got.
Not fair.
It seemed like Miguel got a little defensive,
yes.
But yeah, you don't necessarily know where it's going to lead, but you signed up for this, and you understand that. Hey, look, while it doesn't, you don't necessarily know where it's going to lead. You have to go on.
But Justin is saying he's not going to do that.
Miguel began to, in a sense, backtrack. He began to question whether or not, based on what was happening with him and Lindy, whether or not he was up for this marriage thing. Right, beyond the 8 weeks. And Justin and Alexis was saying, well, that's not fair because that's what you agreed to do based on the fact that you married somebody, the stranger.
Right.
So I, in terms of the two, have a tendency to side with Justin in that. That's what he signed up for, whether he acknowledges that or not. Well, one of the things that I think was evident was that Miguel was being a little bit intellectual, a little bit philosophical about his approach to this marital relationship with Lindy, and I tend to agree with Justin's side of it in terms of just his approach being a little less that and a little bit more emotional and spiritual, if you will, as it relates to it, because he couldn't understand why or how Justin and Alexis were so were well beyond the place that he and Lindy are right now.
Right, because he really hasn't opened himself up to the process. Just the same problem Mitch was having.
Justin has done that.
But Justin has done that.
And I think to a great degree, so has Alexis. Right. Which is one reason why they seem to be a lot further along than maybe Miguel and Lindy and maybe Mitch and Kristen. Right.
Because I think I read something in the Post last week that women who are independent, who have been by themselves for a long time, struggle with giving over or being vulnerable to another person, particularly if they meet them late in life. They know how to deal with themselves, they know how to take care of themselves, and it's hard for them to just give that or open themselves up to another human.
Do you think Alexis is having any kinds of significant struggles as it relates to doing that with Justin?
I think she's going to have a problem with Justin because he seems to be a little overly sensitive. I understand a man that's sensitive is a good thing. He's going to be more in tune to what your needs are, your desires. He's a little more into pleasing the other person.
That's
a great thing for any woman to have.
It is to a point, but I think that he probably goes or seemingly goes a little bit overboard with that.
Yeah, what caught me off guard was how he was so broken up because Morgan and Ben were having a conversation and she was really revealing to Ben who she is. That doesn't mean she's gonna stay where she is, but he said that he felt like Ben was cheated and that Morgan cheated. No, she's just revealing who she is. And the best thing about any relationship is to know what you're working with.
Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of projection going on.
Absolutely.
There.
And he was so caught up.
Right. And I think he was trying to experience, some, at least to some degree or on some level, some kind of hurt or pain on behalf of his buddy in their marital situation, which he shouldn't do.
Which is he has no business in.
Right.
That's why Alexis had to
and he has no control.
him.
Right. He has no control.
Hey, I said some serious stuff to you, you're not focusing on that. Instead, I have to console you because you're crying about someone else's situation.
I don't understand that one.
And for a woman like myself, I won't be able to deal with that. I know that immediately. I will be gone.
Wow, you be out the door, huh?
I will be out the door.
Wow.
Although a sensitive man is a man who's in tune with his spouse's needs and wants and what have you, and he's very compassionate or what have you, I don't think I can deal with to emotionally extend myself over and over again to console someone who takes on the emotions of somebody else and not him on. You know what I mean? It's gonna be exhausting, and you know me, I just like,
Right.
get it.
Right,
Let's
right.
move
But
on.
I just think that he's got to realize that that's not his table to wait on, so to speak.
Yeah,
I think that, and I think that Alexis did a really good job of kind of making that point to him later
She
on
did.
when
She
they got,
did.
you
She
know, when they
did.
got back to their room.
yeah, she did.
And he's got to realize that that's their
That's their situation.
issue. Their
Let's talk about us.
right,
I
because we're
told
going
you
through the
I
same
love you, so
process. Right, we're going through the same process, and we've got our own struggles and challenges to deal with.
right. And again, I don't know if it's me. So if it's me, okay, I get it. I don't see. Maybe I should just say I'm not a believer in love at first sight. I'm not a believer in a man 4 or 5 days and you're already saying you love them. I get a little like,
Well, she said,
you know what I mean? Are they infatuated with each other? Are they have they first have they are they now experiencing a human being that is beyond anything that they have ever experienced before, and they like that human, and they, because of the setting on the beach, on the water, the beach does something to humans. It does something. You get into that romantic space, and you want what you want, and you think that they're unicorns and fairies. And oh, am I being hard? Because when they get home, it is the real test. And I think they're more infatuated with each other rather than in love with each other.
Alexis was like, okay, is this going to be really as hard as what people are saying?
She's trying to say that, oh, this marriage thing, I got you, I got it.
Nah, sis, you ain't got nothing yet.
She has no idea.
You ain't got nothing.
Anywho, that's all we have.
Yeah, this was a good film. They
still like them, don't
yeah,
you?
they booed up together. I think they're gonna have their challenges, but I think that they'll be able to get through them, work their way through them, and like you said, the serious ones are coming for sure. So don't be fooled, Alexis.
Particularly if one fur baby attacks the other. Oh my God!
That's
you haven't dealt with people until they have their pets involved.
Woo! For sure. So you
fear and loading, Lord have mercy.
You got some learning coming in that one situation.
You better believe it.
Believe that.
Better believe that. Not believing in this love at first sight stuff. I think there's a whole lot more going on, and I just still think it's possible.
Okay, so are you saying that specifically as it relates to Justin and Alexis, that they're not going to make
that they can say that they love each other so quickly?
Right. So
well, maybe I'm saying it because that has not been my experience.
It happened with you, right?
Maybe because I held on to myself for a very long time,
right?
Because I had to be sure of
right.
where my emotions were going,
right?
And I wasn't so carefree and vulnerable and open, even to you when we met.
Right, exactly.
It took me a minute.
It did. That's okay though. We worked it out, didn't we?
Sure enough.
Oh, tell me something.
Anyway, that's all we have. We'll see you in the next bit. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we are coming with Morgan and Ben next. Have a good one. Bye-bye.